Behold what it's like to meet me in real life. It's probably very accurate for a lot of you. I'm 4'9", so it wouldn't be hard to be. Get down here. Got me a fancy new standing desk. Probably need to do some more. Hang on. Greetings, weary travelers and fellow story gremlins, to the Reaction Sleepover. This is the series where we get cozy and we react to stuff. We're standing today. I actually got this desk a while ago, but it's been oh so nice. For a long time we just had a fold-up table. Eloquent. Yeah, just a fold-up table that looked so ugly. But anywho, grab your cozies and snackies and strap in for the tomfoolery you're about to see. The people whose brain cells seem to leave their noggin every time wedding stuff happens. And hydrate! Do it. The photographer was unhinged. Your first mistake. Always be hingy. I don't even know what that would mean. Talk amongst yourselves. I'm a wedding planner based out of popular... Colorado? Please tell me it's Colorado. Don't make me look dumb. Brain. I say that I do that every day of my life. Mountain ski resort, and I've planned well over 100 weddings, but I've never worked with a wedding vendor like this before. Ooh, I'm very excited to start crying. I started seeing the red flags during the planning process. For example, he was lying to me about stupid stuff. Of course. But his reviews looked good and his photos on IG looked nice, so I thought maybe he was just trying to impress me or something. By lying? This ain't a first date. Though isn't that weird when people like lie on first dates? Because it's like, what is your plan beyond this? Even the little things, it's like there's no reason to lie about it because like they're gonna find out eventually. I don't know, I feel like when people decide to just lie on the first date, sometimes entirely about who they are, it's just like, what is your plan here? Just maintain the ruse for the rest of your life? That sounds exhausting. You're like, worst first date ever. Maybe he thought it was. He got his dates confused. Literally. Fast forward to the month of the wedding. He was extremely hard to get a hold of to go over the timeline and final details. He finally called me back from his car without the timeline in front of him and confirmed the details with me. Great. During our call, I asked him to revise his contract to add 2 more hours, and he said he would. Something tells me this may not happen. 2 days before the wedding, he had a separate photo shoot with a couple because they wanted him to take photos of them with their dogs. Cute. And they wanted a pair of their dog's paw printing on the marriage license. Cute. During their photo shoot, he refused to take photos with the dogs, which was the whole point of that shoot. Sir, what is with the dog prejudice? Thou ain't the main character of Pooch and Prejudice. Stop it. And he also told the couple they were hard to photograph. Like during the shoot? That feels unprofessional at best. Like, if you're a photographer and something difficult is happening, as far as I understand, you do your best to just try to, like, redirect and everything, because you're the one directing, like, people to, like, pose in certain ways and all that, and I hope that wasn't during it, just at the start, like, you're hard to photograph. They're just standing there like, okay, will you take our pictures, please? He just has to say it every couple minutes. It's like the opposite of say cheese. You say, you're hard to photograph, so you get their genuine disgust faces. Needless to say, the couple changed their minds about wanting him for 2 more hours. Yeah, it makes sense. And thankfully, he never sent the revised contract. So I let him know they wanted to stick to the 8-hour contract. Photographer started going off on me via text, telling me, you really screwed me. You owe me an apology. You don't know what you're doing. And my favorite, you should have figured this out weeks ago. Sir. You're like, I literally am just giving you the information. I didn't do anything. You should have called me back then. You had a horrible date. You didn't call me back. Ain't my fault. You know, as if I hadn't been trying to get a hold of him for the past month. Literally doing my job. You're the one not doing your job. No rose for you. He also mentioned that he was going to be the one running the show on the wedding day. Sure, about photography. You mean the whole wedding? And he wasn't going to follow my timeline. The one who's actually in charge. So I had to designate one of my assistants to kiss his batukus and babysit him all day. Bro, this is so unnecessary. My guy. As I mentioned, the couple didn't want him for any additional hours, so he was supposed to show up and report to the ceremony spot for the first look photo. I had the florist come early to set up the spot. Normally, I wouldn't be the one to choose the first look spot, but the GoPro games were going on, so there were going to be tourists everywhere. GoPro games? What's that? When he arrived, his outfit was douchey and unprofessional. What could that look like? Like photographers usually wear all black. He's just wearing like bright yellow. Bright yellow shirt, bright orange pants, neon green hat. I gotta make sure everyone can see me. You're like, I sure will when you jump scare me on the dance floor. I'll mistake you for neon lights. He's just wearing as many reflective things as possible so that when he's taking your picture, you're like, then he somehow turns it back on you like, why were you squinting? As he's cosplaying the sun. He went right to the bride's room and busted in while she was in her underwear? Ew. Ew. No! At the very least, you knock first.
Away with you!
He got the room number and key from the front desk. I told him the day before that he wasn't supposed to go to the couple's rooms. Literally told, don't do this. And of course, it had to be when she was changing. And he refused to do the first look at the spot I had set up. You're refusing to do your job? The spot he chose on the fly was stupid. During the couple's portraits, my assistant had to keep him on track because he wouldn't stop talking. He also did a jump spin off some stairs. And when my assistant wasn't impressed, he did it again, acting like a total child. Maybe he really does think it's a date. He's like, I wore my best bright outfit. I told you you're hard to photograph, and I did that trick for you. What more do you want? It's the doing it again for me. When he got back to the hotel, he refused to take detailed photos. Your job? What they're paying you to do? Sir, don't make me get the douche nozzle stamp. Even though they were confirmed on the timeline, and I had coordinated with the venue to dim the lights, and my team lit all the candles and everything. You're telling me they did all that just for him to refuse to do his job? During the reception, he tried to change the uplifting color to neon yellow. Yeah, see? See? All he did was take off his shirt like, we're gonna do this. The fact that I made a joke about what he was wearing, and it's not even that far off to him wanting to use neon bright colors. I'm a genius.
6.5 hours later.
Ah, I forgot I had a therapy appointment. Anyway, let's continue. Where was I on? Oh yeah, when he brought out a neon yellow something, and how I'm a wizard. Yeah, during the reception, he tried to change the uplifting color to neon yellow. Color of what? Of the entire thing? Starts just bringing neon yellow everything, literally everything, like streamers and lamps. Can lamps be yellow? And like flowers. He tried to just make everything yellow. It's like, trust me, trust my vision. You're hard to photograph. You have no opinion here. I don't care that's your wedding. Like, this is not your job. Just take pictures. Don't get to change the venue like a menace. He tried to get alcoholic drinks 3 times. Got mad when I said he couldn't. Couldn't understand why he couldn't eat his dinner at the DJ table. We caught him sitting at a guest table eating bread. Just handfuls of bread. Not even his bread. It's everyone else's bread. Snatches them off their plates. He was getting dessert off the... Yes. He was getting dessert off the guest buffet. During the best man speech, got mad when I asked him to take photos of that, and we caught him smoking weed with the guests. With the guests? What? They're just as guilty as him. They're like, getting mad at someone asking you to do your job. Finally, the venue had to kick him out at the end. Photos turned out okay. Not great. Yeah, it sounds like he wasn't very focused. Like, just do your job, man.
Union, which exposed the
So okay, we're gonna set up to the joke. Bye! Today, I told the mother of a bride her video booking for Saturday was cancelled. You know how sometimes you get requests from people and you know from the first moment they're gonna be trouble? Oh, I'm so excited to read the rest of this. Who's being the trouble? Here's how this one went. 30 January. Get a call from Bella wanting me to book her in for 22 March 22nd. Why do you type like that? I happened to be available. I said I would send her my package info and we could discuss what she wanted. She said she didn't really care, just to book her in. All right. I mean, you know, sometimes you don't know right away what you want. It's fine. Then said the wedding was in the next nearest city, 100 kilometers away, and I would do it cheaper for cash. Instant red flags. Wish I had a red flag. That'd be funny to wave around. Oh, and would I do it for cheaper for cash? I sent her the wedding package info. No response. 18 February. I get a text from her asking if she was still booked Asked her if she was still booked in for 22nd March. I said her date was penciled in, but booking isn't confirmed until money is received. I feel like I look so bright right now. Oh, watch out, Gremlin Jesus is gonna get ya. She said she wanted the ceremony-only package and said if I send my bank details, she'll transfer the deposit. I asked her to reply back to the email with the price list and I would write up an agreement so everything could go ahead. I asked for all the details like names, address, location of ceremony, etc. She sent back his and her names, no address, incomplete ceremony location.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine.
Why?
You just can't get into it because they...
That's a huge pet peeve of mine. It's like, They're giving clear instructions. Just do it. Against my better judgment. Oh no, what are you doing? I used the supplies info to write up the agreement for them both to sign. Agreement also said full payment must be received by 8 March at the latest. I was being generous. Poor sweet baby angel. You probably shouldn't have done that. I also attached the invoice with my bank details. 27 February, she sends back agreement only signed by herself. Said partner couldn't sign because he's in a different state. Or you could forward it to him and then he could sign it, and then if it's like physical, you could fax it over. There's ways to make it happen. Or you didn't even have to like have him sign it. Like you could have just gotten his permission and signed it yourself. Not me encouraging plagiarism. Shh. FBI, open up! It's like if he agrees and he's not physically there, you just sign it. 10 March, text message. What day would you like me to come and pay you? I said I was away for work and best thing would be to transfer to my bank account. 13 March, text message. What are your bank details? Bank details were on the invoice. Just look at what I gave you! 14 March, phone call from her mother asking what arrangements her daughter had made. She said she'd been meaning to come and pay me in person, but hadn't had a chance. I said she booked a 3-hour ceremony-only package. At first she wanted in the package to start with getting shots of the dress at the hotel, where they'd be getting ready and then going to the ceremony. Then she realized that none of the reception would be captured. When I told her the price for the next package up, that's an 8-hour option. She was shocked, bamboozled by the price increase. An extra $1,100 for food. For food? For food? Raid Amanda. Where did the F even come from? 2 videographers for 8 hours. So she asked, could I start at the ceremony at 3:30 and then go to the reception and just film the father-daughter dance and then finish? And this is the mother speaking? I mean, yeah, you can do whatever you want. Oh no, she's asking if you could do that. Just film the father-daughter dance. I thought the mother was saying, can I just do that? And you're just sitting there like, you can literally do whatever you want. I said I could if they had it all done by 6:30. She asked if she could see some examples of my work and then she would get her husband to transfer me the money that night. I sent an example of one of my ceremony-only videos. 18 March. I sent an email to say that if payment wasn't received that day, I would be forced to cancel the booking. No response. Just respond! 19 March. I sent a text message to Bella and her mother saying that unfortunately I've been burned by non-payment in the past and I have no other choice but to cancel the booking. No response! Man! 20 March. Today. Today? Wait. Huh? What? You wrote this the day of? That's great. Did that work? Oh, it made it worse. Hang on. Glasses, it's gray till it's not. And you get all smudgy. I get a phone call from the mother. We really loved your example video and want something just like that. Excuse me. Did you not see literally the emails and texts and probably calls too? I said, unfortunately, I'm no longer able to help them. I have a signed agreement from her daughter agreeing to my terms that they needed to pay no later than 8 March. Oh, and it's in that contract. This is why you always have a contract. I had given them plenty of chances, and as no payment was received, I've canceled the booking. The mother started immediately backtracking, saying she'd transfer the money right now. Whoa! What is this, inventing Anna? You take wire transfer? I said it's too late. She then asked me if I know anyone else who would do it. Even if that was by accident and unintentional, like, sorry, you gotta like set reminders or you gotta check your messages. Like, this is in the contract. So if the benefit of the doubt is not accurate and they just were trying to like steal services, even more so. No! I'm not great at confrontation and this whole thing was agonizing for me. I feel like an absolute a-hole for canceling, but I know the whole thing would have turned into an even bigger nightmare. Please tell me I did the right thing. Yeah, it was in your contract. And you were even really nice earlier about, what was it? Just that yeah, they didn't even give you all the information that you literally needed. You were really nice about that. And like being generous and everything. Oh, like even the full payment had to be by the 8th. So maybe it's supposed to be sooner than that. You were already being generous, apparently. TLDR bride and mother stuffed me around for payment and then wanted me to stuffed around. That's such a funny phrase. What is it? Never heard that before. And wanted me to suggest someone else to do their wedding 2 days out when I told them their booking was canceled. It definitely would have been like super nice of you to suggest somebody. I'm guessing you didn't, but not your problem. You were following your own contract. That's exactly what you should do. Maintain boundaries. It's like either they kept forgetting even though you sent like repeated reminders, or they were really trying to just like scam you. Either way, you protected yourself and that's good. No tomfoolery here. Thank you. Some things that happened at my wedding. We got a short and sweet little list here. People asking us to add extra guests last minute. We complied for some reason, because you're trying to be nice. Then did not even show up. Never reached out to us after either. Don't be these people. Yeah, that's a bit yikes. Like, why make adding extra desks? Yes. Bunch of desks at the wedding. Extra guests, and then they just don't even come? That's annoying. A bridesmaid and groomsmen were married. They divorced shortly before the wedding due to an affair. It was weird. Oh. Interesting. Like maybe one of them or both of them came to the wedding. Oh! Oh, I'm a dum-dum. A bridesmaid and groomsmen were married. So they were in the wedding, so it was awkward. Ugh. Where's my brain today? Clearly not in my skull. So I was like, oh, I guess like maybe they just didn't come. They were in the wedding party, banana brain. Call me banana bread because my brain got squishy. People asking to bring their kids. We said no as we had no room. They brought the kids anyway. One had the stomach flu. Ugh. It's one thing to be like bummed about your kid not being able to come, I suppose. But you know, no kid weddings, they're a thing. I feel like in past videos, I've like criticized them. I'm not even really sure why, because there's nothing wrong with that. Live and learn, you know? But yeah, it's one thing to be like bummed about that, but you bring the kid anyway while they're sick? No. Our cake came crooked and falling over. Looked like from Sleeping Beauty. We didn't want that. I still left a great review at the bakery. I'm not sure why, but it did taste good. I know you mean I'm not sure why it was tilted, but it's just funny to imagine. You're like, I don't know why it tasted good. That's kind of you to still leave a good review. Like, I'm sure it still tastes great. Honestly, sounds like you were a good sport about it, which honestly makes just for a fun story. Like now, makes for a fun story. My aunt snorting the lines in the bathroom. Ah, this was meant to be a very classy wedding. Yeah, that's something. Hope she's getting the help she needs, but wow. How inappropriate. Someone's plus one that we did not know ended up vomiting on a bridesmaid's dress after drinking too much. Ugh. That's embarrassing for everybody. The person throwing up, and they don't even know you that much. That poor bridesmaid. Poor everyone for witnessing that. It's a bad time all around. Just the worst amusement park ride you could ever be on. And did I mention the power went out in the venue during dinner time? Like, nah, that one was just intentional. A cousin playing a prank. Or a super spy catching a villain. Amidst all that tomfoolery, we will end with something happy. Literally, no real reason, just happy. No reason to the post, just want to say, I'm so happy to be getting married to my best friend, and we've been through so much in the 5 years, and I truly feel he's my best friend. That's how it should be! Built me back up from my lowest point and held me up and I him. Never wanted to get married, and now I'm crying at heart-shaped baking tins. We are making our own. That's so cute. Delete if not allowed or pointless. Happiness is never pointless. That is so cute. Also smart, like just baking your own. That's what's so funny when people, they get so caught up in like the minutia of it all and things start getting expensive and stressful, and yeah, absolutely, that is real, especially when you want the wedding the way you want, as should. But there are certain things that you can do to make it cheaper and still make it nice. This person is a perfect example of that. Like, make your own cake. Take pictures with an iPhone. iPhones are pretty good. Like, if you're, like, not the best, obviously, not as good as, like, a photographer, but if you can't afford, like, a professional grade photographer, maybe you either find someone who's, like, just getting started, so they'll be a lot cheaper. But I love this example of, like, yeah, just making our own. That is so sweet. I'm so happy for you. Congrats. We all love a feel-good finale. We needed to balance out the tomfoolery. There's a lot of stinky people out there, but there's also some very lovely people out there. It's hot, like my rage. I am what I like to call lutealing. And what better way to channel that rage than read stories of people being entitled meatwads? Meatwads? I don't know where that came from. New insult unlocked, I guess. I feel like I was going for jerkwad and then meat just came out. Ugh. Don't be a meatwad. Although aren't we already? We're just electrical currents in a meat sack. You're welcome for that understanding of the human body. Anyway, this video is kind of fun because we have one story where someone's being a jerkwad, meatwad, naughty meatwad, and then one wholesome story. We got a yin and yang, because balance is key. Alright, meatwads, let's go. Just this title alone. A chaotic wedding at the gun range. And it has the flare disaster, so we're in for a treat. Obligatory. Not my story, but my dad's story. Oh, I thought you were saying like it's obligatory to tell this story, which, I mean, I'm on board with it being an obligatory storytelling session. When my dad was a child in the early 1970s, he was invited to a wedding for a distant relative of his. Let's call her Debbie. Little Debbie. Don't cross Little Debbie or she'll get her little shooty. Debbie's family didn't have a lot of money, so my grandparents were instructed to provide the catering. Instructed. Okay. I know it was probably nicer than it sounds, which is like, you will make the food. While my dad's family was wealthier than Debbie's family, they were also not rolling in cash at the time, and they also had no idea how to contact any catering so far away, so they decided to order a dozen or so pizzas. They had to send pigeons to Domino's. Imagine the pigeon carrying the pizza back. That'd be a sight to behold. Storks bring babies, pigeons bring pizzas. The wedding was in rural Michigan. Rural. I hate that word. I hate saying that word. 3 hours away from where my dad lived, so they had a long drive with the 2 young children to the wedding venue, which was at a gun range. Great mix. 3 hours isn't too bad, but that would be a long time for kids. I will never forget driving to, I think, Disneyland? For the longest time, I thought it was Disney World because the drive felt that long. But like, it felt like it took a week. Yes, a real gun range with people shooting while the ceremony was going on. How romantic. Do you take this man? I know that they probably mean like unrelated people, like at the gun range, but I just love to picture while the wedding is going on, the guests are just like, whoa! Oh, they can barely get 2 words in without someone getting excited. Joke's on you, we're playing Russian roulette. My dad recalls him, his sister, and his cousins running around picking up gun casings like Easter eggs. I mean, that would be pretty fun. Happy Easter! The reception begins and the alcohol is abundant. I like your style of writing. The first thing on the docket is speeches. The first speech was from Debbie's stepmom, who we'll call Mary. Mary and Debbie were not on the best terms, and Mary was also an alcoholic. This leads to the bride and her mother getting into an all-out fist fight. Oh, wow. Yeah, that is unfortunate, mixing alcohol with an alcoholic. Never fun. This is why sometimes dry weddings can be a good idea. After bride and stepmother, she's like the tooth fairy of strep throat. Fairy stepmother. While Mary Godmother gets to work with Cinderella, this lady just has to go around giving everyone strep throat all the time. She really pulled the short straw at fairy school. After bride and stepmother tend to their wounds, dinner is served. What a sight to behold. My grandpa goes to get the pizza. Oh, I forgot it was pizza. My dad goes to help him. When they return, the guests are in a frenzy like piranhas when they see blood. Oh, what? It turned into a bar fight? Oh, the pizza. I thought they just started fighting for no reason. They rushed towards my dad / grandpa and even knocked my dad down to get a slice. Wow, there is enough to go around, my goodness. Keep in mind that my dad is elementary school age. No, not knocking down the child. It's pizza, you'll get a slice. Maybe they're just trying to get their food ready so that they can watch another fist fight go down. You need your snacks after all. Leave the child alone. After this, my no-nonsense Italian grandma has had enough of this shiatsu show and drags her kids out. Smart. My grandma then attempts to find some sort of lodging as just somewhere in the woods, just cowering in the cabin in the woods, trying to shelter yourself from the shotguns, slaps, and munching of pizza. As she and Grandpa have to stay at the wedding for whatever reason, they're trapped. But the only hotel that isn't bug-infested is a fancy lakeside one. It's literally like a cabin. I wasn't even that far off. My grandma begrudgingly forks over the money on a fork. On the bright side, my dad remembers the night as awesome because he got to hang out in a fancy hotel without parental supervision. There's a bright side to everything, I guess. Wow. What an ordeal. I mean, that checks out. When you're a child, you tend to remember things. I mean, not even remember things, but when you do, it's usually with that, childlike wonder. That was fascinating. I'd like to think that even as all that was going down, the shots in the distance were still happening. When they start hurling, like, insults at each other, you just hear the gunshot in the distance, like, ooh, burn. I expected great things from this title, and I was not disappointed. It's funny how I was prepared to just start raging, and honestly, it just made me laugh the whole time. Which maybe I needed to. Now for the sappy. How I Caught a Fiancé. My wife, girlfriend at the time, really loves Pokemon. I love where this is going already. It was a secret joy of hers at the time. She stupidly thought she was too old to enjoy it. Never! Never too old to enjoy nerdy things. That's how you cultivate your inner child. Never be ashamed of that. We play D&D all the time. Like, it's fine. Embrace your wonderful nerdy selves. And had a huge collection of Pokemon-related stuff that she kept hidden. Let's keep it secret. It's safe. Lord of the Rings reference quota of the day. She showed it to me only because she didn't want to keep secrets from me. Even though she was scared I'd make fun of her or think less of her. I'm gonna start crying. She was scared I'd make fun of her or think less of her for it. When in reality, you probably love her more for it. You poor sweetheart. Like the fact that it was like, oh, I just don't want to keep secrets from you. Oh, wholesome bean. After she told me, I did get it all out and put it up in our flat so she could enjoy it, but that's a different story. Like, did you frame them and stuff? Oh, that would be so cute. I managed to get a hold of a love ball from Pokemon, a special ball that works best on a wild Pokemon of the opposite gender to the one you're battling with. And cut out some styrofoam to fit in the bottom half, then covered the visible part in velvet and made a small slot for her ring. I couldn't afford the ring she deserved, and I didn't think I would ever be able to, but I did get her a ring that had colored glass set in the shape of a love ball. Like, the ring itself is shaped like a Pokemon ball! Oh, that's so cute. My engagement ring was in the shape of it was a guitar string that was the band. I love that ring so much. I'm getting her a proper one for our 10th anniversary. Gives me time to save up for it. Just seeing the little bit of how sweet you both probably are, she probably would have been happy with a ring pop. I got this idea from a post I'd seen somewhere, I can't remember where now, and added a custom Pokemon card I had a friend who's really good at Photoshop make for me. Oh, cute! With a picture of her favorite Pokemon, shiny Gardevoir? Sounds like a French Pokemon. And a Pokemon that reminded her of me, Charizard, softly holding each other's faces and looking into each other's eyes with little love hearts floating between them. Goodbye! I must go cry. It was meant to look like one of the rare ones, I think GX or EX, I'm not certain to be honest. With the title, I Choose You on top. Even had custom attacks added that said Charizard's eternal love and devotion and Goddess Gardevoir instead of love ball. I don't know if that's how you're supposed to say it. I proposed out of nowhere. Surprise! While she was still laying in bed, half asleep. I said something like I'd get her something, left and came back wearing a hat similar to Ash's original one from the anime, making enough noise to alert her and get her attention. You're like, caca! You just start playing the theme song from your phone. She saw me standing there bright red in the face, holding a love ball and looked so adorably confused. I felt so nervous and so very embarrassed about what I was about to do, but I did it for her. I turned my hat backwards, pulled the serious face as best as I could, and threw the Pokeball at her. Shouting, "Love ball, go!" She laughed and picked it up, asking me what I was doing. I just stared at her intently, holding my fist at head. Holding my fist at head. I don't know if that's a typo or if it's just a head. As if watching the ball roll. Oh, like when you're trying to catch one. Got it. She opened it and screamed, staring at it for what felt like forever. She started crying very quickly, though, and took the card out and kept looking at it. She cried so much. And then it was as if something clicked, and she put the ring on and made the bing sound as if I actually caught her. She made the sound! Oh, you're made for each other. It's warm. It's warm in the apartment, but this is also, like, so cute that it's just making me warm. Like, you're making me blush. I could have had it on dark mode this whole time. Oh, that's so annoying. I shouted, "Yes! I caught a fiance!" Making me blush, man. This is so cute. Then got promptly kissed to death by my new fiance. 6 years later, she still has the card, pride of place in our collection, and still loves telling people how I proposed to her. I'm so glad I came across your story because this was a joy to read. I love it when nerds fall in love. And I certainly hope you're still happy to this day. That is so cute. I love that both of those stories were amazing for their own reasons. Thanks to the OPs for letting me read those. Go check them out, give them some love. And that will be it. That was lovely. So, I hope you're doing well, but if not, I hope this video has brightened your day at least a little bit. I really appreciate you being here as always, and if you're new, welcome. I hope you subscribe. If you guys have any stories you'd like to share, either you can email me or links in the description. I hope you share with the story women. Yeah, I think that's about it. Take care of yourselves and each other, do your best to be a good human, and I will see you in the next video. Bye! I'm gonna go tackle my husband now.